Hello there! Today we hear more and more about the ecological issues that the Earth is facing. A solution might be the degrowth. But what is the degrowth? In a simple way, we can say it is an ideology against economical growth and surproduction, promoting a new lifestyle, more ecological and ethical. We're going to see more thoroughly the pros and cons of such a movement.
Is degrowth a solution for a sustainable society?
Degrowth is a radical solution to a radical problem. If primarily the idea is to lower or stabilize growth, this ideology is made up of daunting laws. Degrowth consists of a total change in the organization of society as well as in mentalities.
Degrowth is really a philosophical question about what truly matters.
It is a society where everyone works for the others with low-tech tools. The production is then adapted to the needs, no more, no less. The work is distributed among all, which would decrease the working time and leave more time for leisure.
Concepts like open relocalization, conviviality, ecofeminism, low-tech, care, commons, autonomy, direct democracy, etc., etc.
The transition from our productivist capitalist society to a degrowth society is arguably one of the greatest challenges. The changing of everyone's habits is necessary for such a change. Growth being one of the first issues of this ideology, it is normal that many questions arise about it. If the ideology advocates degrowth as a means of greatly reducing pollution and obtaining a more stable and less financial economy, many economists see degrowth as a danger in our current system that could create massive unemployment and crisis. Degrowth is a subject that raises a lot of questions and leads only very few people to agree. The idea in itself might seem a little bit too ideal and so should be a hot topic, but its small notoriety makes it unnoticed from most of the people. Let's listen to it. As we can see, on social media, only the official pages and rare engaged people talk about degrowth.
Est-ce que vous connaissez la décroissance?
Pas du tout.
Non, je ne connais pas la décroissance.
Non. Je pense, oui. Oui, tout à fait.
Oui, je connais la décroissance.
Et est-ce que vous êtes pour ou contre?
Moi je suis plutôt pour. Il faudrait plutôt aller justement vers la décroissance. Mais ça signifie remettre en question beaucoup de choses, notamment remettre en question le système économique.
Pour. Je suis pour, entièrement. J'essaie de le faire au quotidien.
Plutôt pour la décroissance plus que pour une transition écologique par exemple.
Again, about only half of the people we interviewed know about degrowth.
Degrowth is a subject that raises a lot of questions and leads only very few people to agree. The problem it raises are at the same time economic, ecologic, social, societal, and even psychological.
Degrowth would directly imply a decrease in GDP, and therefore in GDP per capita. However, this will lead to a more equitable distribution of resources, but also wealth. As for unemployment, some argue that degrowth can diminish it, while others think that unemployment will increase significantly. Society will no longer be based on production, which would translate into less competition, less pressure at work, and so on. Less productive people will no longer be seen as less worthy of success. However, the fact that society is less anthropocentric would mean a reduction in technological development and also less social exchanges. The pros and anti-degrowth disagree on the issue of unemployment, but it is certain that the outcome will have a huge social impact. As you can see in this graph, the constant search for economical growth has led to a drastic augmentation of carbon dioxide emissions. Therefore, degrowth would stabilize the climate by reducing air pollution. Waste will also decline due to the reduction of production. The degrowth movement has some great ideas, but maybe a bit too utopic or radical. Degrowth, in this sense, is about the opportunity to improve our lives without increasing our uses of resources. It therefore represents a feasible way of expanding human freedom within current technological and ecological means. But the population might not be ready for such a change in their lifestyle. It will take time for this idea to implant itself in our current constant growth society.